I'm Olivia from Wilkinson Cameras, and I've been using the Sony FE 70-200 f4 macro G OSS Mark II lens with the Sony a6700, and I've got loads of sample images and video to show you. Before we get into the video, I'm filming in front of a large window, so if the exposure changes, then that is why. So this is a compact and lightweight telephoto zoom lens suited to wildlife and macro photography, portraits, travel, and pretty much everything. It's great for video with very impressive AF features and optical IS. If I could have just two lenses in my photography bag or video bag, it would be the 24-70 and a 70-200. This 70-200 f4G Mark II lens is also a half macro lens, which adds even more versatility to this photographer's favourite. What's great is it's also compatible with Sony's FE 1.4 and 2x teleconverters. More on this later. This is a Mark II version of the original Sony 70-200 f4G. And as with other Mark IIs, Sony have made it smaller and lighter, but have also improved the image quality, autofocus speed, and focus breathing. I took this lens to Greece and it was absolutely no problem traveling with. It's super compact and lightweight, especially for a 70-200 lens. It's only 82.2mm in diameter by 149mm in length at the wide end of the zoom range, and weighs 794 grams with a 72mm filter diameter. So yeah, insane. There's various buttons and switches on the lens, some customizable and others like focus mode switch, full-time direct manual focus switch, focus range limiter, steady shot switch, and steady shot mode switch. What I enjoyed about this lens is the zoom lock switch. This meant that there was no unwanted lens extension. This isn't an internal zoom lens. The length does change when changing focal length, so this button is a nice feature. It was great when I had the camera and lens on a strap across my body, because when I wasn't photographing anything, I could safely let it hang without the lens extended. Like most lenses, there's also a focus ring and a zoom ring. A tripod mount collar is also included, allowing you to mount the camera on a tripod, monopod, or tripod gimbal head for wildlife shooters. This is a Sony G lens, so while it's not up there with the highest performing G Master lens, it is designed to produce a very high image quality and includes advanced spherical elements and ED glass for sharp images across the focal length. You can see here that the image is super crisp even when zooming into the landscape. These elements suppress chromatic aberration and colour bleeding, improving sharpness in your images. There's a 9-blaze circular aperture mechanism, giving you really nice bokeh. When shooting portraits, I love to shoot at the wider aperture to create more depth of field, so having a pleasant background bokeh is great. Keeping up with the fast AF in the a6700, this lens features XD linear motors for fast and accurate focus. Coupled with the a6700, the AF was super fast and clung to Ella's eyes even when she was moving around the frame. The Mark II is 20% faster to focus than the previous model, which might not sound like much, but it will be noticeable when fast-moving subjects like birds in flight or sports photography. According to Sony, this is the world's first zoom lens in its class to offer half macro capability throughout the zoom range. Now, this is pretty cool as it adds a lot more versatility to this already extremely useful lens. But what's really cool, if you coupled this lens with a 2x teleconverter, you would get a full macro lens. And with the 1.4 teleconverter, it can shoot max 0.7 macro at all the focal lengths. I had the 1.4 converter with me, and look at the detail I could capture on it. I was photographing some bees, and when I reviewed the images back at the office, I was blown away. Look at the detail captured. Here's a picture with the converter and one without. Both are amazing, but to have the possibility to shoot life-size 1:1 macro at all focal lengths is great. The minimum focusing distance is just 26 centimeters at the wide end and 42 centimeters at the telephoto end of the zoom range, with a max magnification of 0.5 5x. Again, this is great for those macro shots, allowing you to capture as much detail as possible. With compatible alpha bodies, the lens fully supports breathing compensation, great for videographers that want to shift focus from one subject to another. There's also built-in optical image stabilization, which again can work with in-body stabilization in compatible alpha bodies like the A6700, providing extremely smooth, stable handheld footage. When I was in Greece, I shot handheld the whole time and thought the stabilization between the camera and the lens was brilliant. As you can see from the videos, the footage is super smooth and stable. At launch, the lens cost $1,749. I'll be honest, we were a bit shocked by the price, but when we first heard about this, but it is priced competitively with competing brands' 70-200 f4 lenses. It is very small and lightweight, and having used it and seen how good it is, it has won me over. I love the macro capabilities it has to offer, and despite absolutely loving the 70-200 f2.8G master lens, this f4 Mark II is not only more versatile, but are more affordable for most photographers and creators out there. The images and videos speak for themselves in terms of results. Is this the lens on your wish list? Let us know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like and comment away your thoughts. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon on our channel. We have very recently hit 4,000 subscribers and we're extremely grateful for your support. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.